Sometimes you can learn Torah your whole life and still be a Rasha in Shamayim. Because the only mitzvot you're fulfilling are the ones the Satan is giving you. Now I'm going to give you a few examples. Today, I got some emails the last couple of days. Some good news came out in regards to this whole wig war that we got involved in over the last couple of years. And mamash, we did a lot of research and confirmed that if you're getting a wig that has real hair, you're in essence guaranteeing yourself, if you're getting it from a store, not if you're getting it from a person, you're cutting their hair yourself. If you're getting it from a store, you're guaranteeing yourself that you're involved in avodah zarah. Why? Because the overwhelming majority of the hair, real hair wigs in the world, real hair extensions in the world, is coming from tonsured hair from the temples in India, which is idol worship. They donate, if you will, their hair as a sacrifice to their false gods. Now the temple wants to make money out of it, so they take the hair, they send it to processing in China. So now it says, instead of made in India, it says made in China. China takes it to the next level of processing, dyeing, same colors, length, and so on and so forth, to different places in Europe. It could be London, it could be France, it could be different places. So now it says made in France, made in London, made in Jahannam, wherever it made them. So people think, no, I have Brazilian hair, I have Malaysian hair, I have British hair. It's no British, no nothing. It's from India. So we uncovered this, Baruch Hashem, and brought it up to the Jewish public, and have been fighting this battle for the last couple of years, especially this last year, where the whole argument of wigs has always been about the modesty problem. That the wigs of today are not modest. Number one, they look too much like real hair. Two, the vast majority of them are real hair. Three, they're too long, and the wigs that were permitted by the handful of poskim in previous generations were not only short wigs, but wigs that didn't look like real hair. That was the major battle. A handful of poskim versus 120 or so poskim that say it's not allowed. We took a different approach. We said, forget about the modesty or not modesty. They're not going to listen anyway. Here we have something that's above and beyond everything else. It's idol worship. Why? It's connected to idolatry. Now this wasn't a chidush, because Rav Elyashiv, alav shalom, already said all of this in 2004 after he sent messengers to India to investigate the issue and confirmed it's idol worship. So what's the chidush? After Rav Elyashiv said it's not allowed to have these wigs from India because they are not kosher, they're idol worship, some wicked people came up with a new scam that they claimed was a mitzvah. What kind of mitzvah? Mitzvah from the Satan. They said, we're going to kosherize wigs. We're going to make them kosher. Kosher certifications to confirm they're not coming from India. So they fooled the entire nation into going into this kosher wig nonsense. So the fact that Indian wigs were connected to idolatry, everyone knew already before we said it. What's the chidush? The chidush is that the kosher certification is fake. There is no such thing as a kosher wig. There is no way to kosher a wig. And the reason why is if you know anything about manufacturing process, if you know anything about markets, if you know anything about industry, these are things that I was an expert in for almost 20 years on Wall Street, running a hedge fund, running a brokerage firm, running an investment company. This is what I did for a living. If you know anything about factory, processing, different levels, different... You know that certain things have a plan, but many things don't go according to plan. The beauty of this, it was much simpler than that. Part of the plan of making a wig is to make it perfect. So everything is the same length. If you look at any woman in the world, your wife, your daughter, wife-to-be, you'll see that her hair is not all the same length. It's different lengths. Different. Here it's shorter, here it's longer, here's this. But when the wigs are made through the processing, they combine all the hairs that are the same length as part of the process. Meaning, once you tonsil the hair, you shave over the head of the woman, her head is not going on another head directly. Her head is going to be mixed with a bunch of other hair of other people's heads. So even if you have 999 women that didn't give the hair as a sacrifice, but one did, and as part of the 1,000 hairs that were combined, the whole thing is pasul. There's no bitul b'shishim. There's no bitul in avodah zarah 1 out of 60 like there is in food and other things. There's no bitul. Once is avodah zarah, the whole thing is pasul. You don't know which one. If there's one hair out of an entire wig that's avodah zarah, the whole thing, you can't wear it. The only thing you're allowed to do with avodah zarah is destroy it. That's the only thing. You're not allowed to sell it, you're not allowed to trade it, you're not allowed to give it as a gift, you're not allowed to wear it, you're not allowed to eat it, nothing. Only thing you're allowed to do is destroy it, throw it in the garbage. You want to be machabir, burn it. So now, what's the chidush was that the whole kosher thing is complete nonsense. It's completely fake. It's a scam to make money, and it's mamash 100% a mitzvah from the Satan himself. Satan himself made this mitzvah, created a mitzvah out of nothing. These women, many of them are righteous people. They're not wearing a wig only because they want to look more beautiful. They're wearing a wig because they think it's kisui rosh. A few big poskim in the past said it's okay, even though we don't necessarily agree. Needless to say, they have something to rely on. Fine. They're trying to be righteous, trying to cover their hair. They're not all wicked. We're not saying anyone wearing a wig is wicked. What we're saying here is that even if they're the most righteous person on earth, they don't know this mitzvah is from Satan. Why? They have avodah zarah in their house. They have avodah zarah on their heads. This is one of the biggest poisons in Judaism today. This is a mitzvah from the Satan to the highest extent. Why? Because now, to undo it is not so simple. 5 major poskim in Israel came out over the last month, and a report was released recently. We published it yesterday, in their name, obviously, and said, as of now, real hair wigs are no longer allowed. They're forbidden, they're banned. Why? Because you cannot verify the source of the hair. Everything we said over the last couple of years, they verified on their own. They wrote the report. Other people wrote the report. We didn't write the report. We said all this stuff. We did the research and so on and so forth, but they did their own research. These are gdolei ador. These are not like little local Chabad rabbis, Breslov rabbis, Orthodox shul rabbis with a keilah of minyan and a half. These are gdolei ador. This is dayanim. Rabbi Chaim Meir Levi Vosner, the son of the previous Gdol Ador, Rav Vosner, Rav Sariel Rosenberg, Rav Yehuda Silman, Rav Shimon Ba'adani, and Rav Moshe Mordechai Karp. All of them dayanim, all of them poskim, all of them the Gdolei Ador. All of them the giants of the generation, all signed a letter saying all wigs made from real hair are no longer allowed to Klal Yisrael. Why? We cannot verify if it's avodah zarah or not, and since market research confirms that the vast majority of real hair wigs are coming from avodah zarah, there's no way to kosher them. And they outright say in the report, you cannot rely on the kosher certifications because it's impossible for them to kosher a wig. It's impossible. Why? Because the only way for you to kosher a wig is by watching the hair from the minute it's shaven off the head until it goes on another head. Why? Because you have to make sure it's not combined with anybody else's hair. Because even if the original person is a donor, and she wants to, I don't know, some Israeli girl wants to donate the hair to some cancer patients. I actually have a distant cousin that did this. She shaved her head to donate her hair to some cancer patients. No problem. Problem is, unless somebody takes her head and put it on somebody else's head, the hair is going to go through a processing process. It's going to be combined with other hair. So even if her head was pure mitzvah, if you want to do chesed or whatever she wanted to do, it's combined with one hair of idol worship. The whole thing is, you're going to pick a hair. Which hair was it that's the idol worship? How do you know? It's impossible. So some of these fakers, what do? They make it like they're doing kosher. So you see pictures. We have pictures of this. They smell the hair as if that's a way to kosher the wig. Like they know where the source of the hair is by smelling the hair. Mashiach. They're a little Mashiach of the hair business. They smell the hair. Oh, no, this is Indian hair. Oh, no, this is Malaysian hair. Oh, no, this is Brazilian hair. This is European hair. It's garbage hair. You have no idea what you're smelling. It's mamash making the whole system into a big joke. It's mamash a big joke. You could actually go on websites, third-party websites, direct websites. You could go on websites from China, like for example Alibaba. Go to Alibaba and type in wigs. You'll see a bunch of wigs, factories offering wigs, kosher, non-kosher. We can make it kosher for you. We can all make it kosher. They already have the certificate on there. We can print whatever you want it to say. Custom-made kosher. The Chinese guy doesn't know what kosher means. It's mamash a joke. It's mitzvah from the Satan. So now this report came out. So you think people would wake up. This will shake people up. And of course, some people are shaken up. Some people are figuring out, okay, I got to take this thing off. I got to change. I got to do this. I got to do this. What am I going to do? Who we're getting a war from? Rabbis. No. He created this report. I had a guy tell me yesterday, he goes, yeah, I brought this to my rabbi. And he's like, don't listen to this Yaron Reuven. He forged the signatures. I forged the signatures. First of all, I didn't write the report. Second of all, why would I forge the signature? What benefit do I have in forging a signature? Do I have like a wig store that I'm shorting as a stock? There's a wig manufacturer, I'm betting against their company? Do I have a factory that's making the hats that I'm going to sell to all the women that throw away their wigs? What benefit do I have out of making this up? The best part about it, this Rasha Merusha rabbi, he could have easily picked up the phone, saw the name of these rabbis. These are Gdolei Ador. These are not like no-name rabbis. Call the rabbi. Rav Osner, yes. Did you sign this letter? Yes. Okay, thank you. What does he do? Automatically assume that I'm a liar. I'm a cheat. I'm a this, I'm a that. Why? What was his reason? He says, why didn't they come to me and tell me that they're saying it's no? Like he's some big mekubal or something. Why didn't these big, how come I didn't hear about it until now? How come this Yaron Reuven is telling us? Why didn't they poskim send it to me also? Like who? This is the first principle. This is the first principle. You have no humility. Your Torah is not worth anything. And you could see it from the Ma'asim. What's the Ma'asim? Instead of verifying, instead of investigating, instead of checking, what does he assume? He assumes I'm a liar, I'm a cheat, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a this. And he starts saying rechilut on me. Lashon hara, rechilut, bad name, everything. No, not YouTube. He says it to his keilah. To his keilah, and it's not, this is verified. This is one, and then another, and then another. Another guy, a woman wants to set up a lecture tour for me in a different country. She goes to the rabbi, says, yeah, I want to bring Rabbi Yaron Reuven, he's going to help, he did, People are motivated by his lectures, do tshuva. No, don't bring him. He says bad things about wigs. He says bad things about wigs, don't bring him here. Don't bring him to the whole keilah, create a machloket. What's the common denominator? The common denominator is that all of these rabbis, why doesn't anybody else talk about it really? They're all nagua. All of their wives wear wigs. All of their wives wear wigs, and they don't want to go home and tell, honey, I'm sorry to tell you, but you have to put a mitpachat on. Why? They're scared the wife's going to throw them out of the house. Chas v'shalom, they're going to tell them some emet. The board of directors' wife, or her herself, if there's a woman on the board of directors of the synagogue, donates $1 million a year, donates $10,000 a year, donates $100,000 a year, whatever it donates, she wears a wig up to her ankles. Rabbi can't tell the board of directors, hey, Mr. Board of Directors, your wife has to take off a wig. They're all nagua, they're all scared. Care Bear rabbis. Mama's Care Bear rabbis. Why? It all started with a mitzvah from the Satan. What mitzvah? You're trying to make something that's tameh into ta'or. Never going to happen. So this report, Be'ezrat Hashem, it helps people. People listen. But the reality of it is, I'm not going to be surprised if some people continue to make different excuses. No, it's this, and no, they're going to make different excuses just to justify their wicked behavior of continuing to wear wigs with avodah zarah. Even the manufacturer, there's actually a manufacturer in there, says, yes, these wigs come from avodah zarah. Verified. The manufacturer is saying it. Indian guy in the report, Indian guy says, yes, it's coming from avodah zarah. I actually have a new student. He sends it to me. He goes, yeah, of course. What did you guys think? Where did you guys think we get the hair from? It's all avodah zarah. He's an Indian guy. He's looking to convert to Judaism. He sends a text in the group. He says, yes, of course. I never realized. Yeah, of course it's not allowed. It's all avodah zarah. People from India are saying it's avodah zarah. Who are you, little Ashkenazi, Sephardi, rabbi, whatever you are? You're going to say it's not avodah zarah? The manufacturer is saying it's avodah zarah. The only thing you know, only that's left is the people are doing avodah zarah. I said, no, they don't mean it. They don't mean it. They don't mean it's really avodah zarah. And that's actually what somebody wrote. In 2005, a report came out going against it, going against Rav Elyashiv. Rav Elyashiv, he said it's avodah zarah. They ran a report against him where they say, no, the people that are going to the temples, they don't mean for it to be avodah zarah. And what's the proof that they don't mean? Proof is, they're not cutting their hair in front of the idol himself. They're doing it in a separate section of the temple. Mamash, they're creating tameh betoch tameh. There's impure garbage inside impure garbage. Do you understand? An entire nation. Satan is very smart. Satan is very smart. So you see, this is a mitzvah from a Satan.